Coming up shortly, we've got Mission with Josephine Frimpong. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Papacy. Hello, good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Mission 2016. My name is Josephine Frimpong. Tonight, we delve into women representation and affirmative action. Now, the director of Abantu for Development, Dr. Rose Mensah-Kutting, has called on political parties to adopt affirmative action bill to encourage effective participation of women in the governance process. In the Abura A, Kwamankese District Assembly in the Central Region, only 6 out of 44 assembly members are women.
In the Abura A, Kwamankese District Assembly in the Central Region, only 6 out of the 44 assembly members are women. Among the 31 elected assembly members in this district, only 4 are women, representing 12.9%. Only 2 out of the 13 appointed assembly members are women, representing 15.4%. Meanwhile, the district is yet to establish a gender desk, a situation that is a variance with the affirmative action policy of 1998.
Once we have the committees working, I think it's there. It's there. But the most important thing is in this part of the world, in these parts, I'm talking about Abura A, Kwamankese, women normally don't take parts. You know, all that they do is the assembly women, the women organizer for various parties, the branch, and then the constituency. Apart from that, that's all.
The low level of women representation in Abura A, Kwamankese reflects the situation in most districts in the country and prompt questions about the ability to achieve 40% quota for women's representation in all government institutions. Elizabeth Gazy is the first woman to win district assembly elections in the Omando electoral area. She narrates her ordeal, which nearly caused her to drop out of the race.
You know, when we read at that time, they brought some people talk about rough about the woman so that you will get that you want to go to assembly.
Of women representation undermines implementation outcomes that serve the needs of women. The executive director of Abantu for Development, Dr. Rose Mensah-Kutting, underscores the need to give practical meaning to the affirmative action.
You are not judged on the basis of your competence and your performance, but mainly because you are a woman. And then they condemn every woman, and then so these are some of the things we can change to make it very easy for women to offer themselves. And it is all right when some women fail, because men also fail all the time.
She explained why the effective participation of women at all levels of decision-making is critical to women's empowerment. The United Nations paints a gloomy picture about the economic profile of women globally. It is estimated that women earn 1/10 of the world's income and own less than 1/100th of the world's property. A former Secretary General of the United Nations, Busumru Kofi Annan, says women have the strength in numbers and the capacity to reverse this trend.
When it comes to elections, they don't use their power. They vote for the men and sometimes consider women candidates too ambitious. And then sit back and say, what happened? How did all these men get in? The day women realize that they have the numbers and they have the power, and with organization, they don't need quotas to go to parliament. They don't need quotas to sit on boards, corporate boards. We will see a very changed world.
Now, the low representation of women at all levels of governance remains a challenge to promoting inclusive development. In the following report, Eva Atikuka delves into factors that affect representation of women in the Nanumba North District Assembly.
The Nanumba North District was carved out of Nanumba District in 2004. In 2008, 9 women contested assembly elections in the 42 electoral areas and only 2 won. In 2012, 8 women contested, but only 2 won, while 4 women and a physically challenged person were included in the list of 18 government appointees. In the 2015 elections, 6 women contested, but only 1 won. The number of women appointed by the government was also reduced from 4 to 3. The current 62-member assembly comprises 42 elected and 18 government appointees, including 4 women and a person with disability. The presiding member, Adu Zina, is worried the number of women appointees has been reduced from 4 to 3. She promised to mobilize more women to articulate their views in the quest to promote inclusive development.
In a Muslim-dominated community, it's not easy to be a leader. Looking at the Muslim community, you realize that even in decision-making process, women are not given the chance to participate. But with frequent education and sensitization, I started with my people, and now they see me as somebody who can help them bring development.
The district chief executive of Nanumba North, Mohammed Ibn Abbas, explained cultural practices account for the low level of women participation in politics.
Men dominate the society, and the attitude of our women also accounts. Many of them are reluctant to step forward. If all hands are on deck, we would get the women out of their shelves and get them to be a little more active. You cannot impose anything on them. And so I would say that just as we are encouraging them, they should also get out of their shelves.
He explained that in order to meet the 40% women threshold in the assemblies, as well as a directive to appoint 1 person living with disability into the assembly, more strategies are being put in place to encourage the participation of women and persons living with disability in politics.
This district is the only district that has a woman as a presiding member. She is also an elected member to the assembly. The participation of women in the politics of the Nanumba North District has been quite low. Now, our intention is that in the future, we would encourage many more of them to stand elections and come into the assembly as elected assembly women.
Adiza Azaratu is the first female parliamentary aspirant for the Nanumba North constituency on the ticket of the Progressive People's Party. Hopefully, Azaratu's participation would inspire other women who have aspirations to contribute meaningfully to national development.
Well, do share with us your comments on our various social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and News on TV3. That's it for Mission today. Join us tomorrow for more exciting stories on Mission. Thanks for watching. My name is Josephine Frempong.